Just when you think you've seen it all, a new idea or concept can jump out and surprise you. And that is exactly what's happened with this next incredible tiny home. This one is packed full of things that I never thought that I would see in a tiny house, and that makes me very excited to show you. Hey Bob.
Hey Bryce, how you doing?
Good mate, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi.
Here's my wife Rebecca.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, Rebecca. Oh my gosh, this house is striking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, you have got to have a creative background to be able to create something like this.
Yeah, we do. We've always worked together in design. But actually it's Rebecca's design. She would draw me pictures, and after she'd draw the pictures, I would try to simulate them as well as I could. So she did a beautiful job designing it.
What was it that actually inspired you both to build a tiny house in the first place?
We really just wanted to simplify, you know, make sure that we weren't having a lot of things in our life that are unnecessary. And obviously it's less expensive to live this way, so we can travel, which is what we really love to do.
And plus she wanted to spend a lot more time with me.
Of course.
So that's, you know, I couldn't be working all the time, you know. I wanted some security for Rebecca. We've never really saved a lot. We've enjoyed life, but we haven't saved a lot of money. So if something happens to me, then she's got a house and she's got enough money where she doesn't have to go to work. And that just gives me a sense of inner peace. And also living simple gives us a lot more time to travel, do things together. I work 3 days a week secularly. And with such a low overhead, it's easy to have more time together.
And we also spend a lot of time in the ministry, helping people. It's volunteer work, and because we work so little, it helps us to have a less expensive way of living, more simple way of living. Enables us to do a lot more in that way of volunteer work and helping people.
Now, you two have been together since high school, haven't you?
Yes. 38 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is remarkable. Tell me about how your relationship has adapted to living in this small space together.
You know, we have 4 children that are grown, so you kind of do already learn when you have children to be sacrificing. So it kind of evolved, because once the children were gone, we're still used to living in smaller spaces because you're sharing it with so many people. So it wasn't as big a transition, I think, for someone who didn't have a lot of people in their home already, but we love it. We love living simply. So, and I think we kind of even tried to live that way when our kids were little. We lived pretty simply.
Was it easy to find a place to park the tiny house?
Not when you have a lot of friends, and we're always ready to help. So like I take care of the grounds here, and that's basically all that they ask. And even that, they're just fantastic people.
And it's like having a work of art in their backyard as well, right? Because you have done such a beautiful job with the design of this house.
Well, thank you.
So let's talk about the design of this house, because you've done some really unusual things with the exterior, haven't you? What materials have you actually used on this?
This is corrugated metal. Obviously it's old, it came off of an old barn, I think. And the wood we got out of a warehouse. It all had to be sanded and stained, and it's old cedar.
Mm-hmm.
It had already been on a house at one time and taken off. The windows were all reclaimed. They were all used windows. We had to frame them ourselves. The doors were recycled as well. They were from a warehouse. Basically everything in the house has been recycled in some way.
As many people know, we only have like 15,000 in the actual building part of it, you know, the materials. And so that's, for something this big, that's pretty huge, really. We've always put things together with what we have to the best of our ability. Sometimes you have to bring in other things, which we did, but at the same time, by using what you have and making it work, it adds a special charm.
And I think being artists, because we basically are both artists, you can't do it any other way. And doing things in a creative way and using the materials that I have, I think sometimes actually makes it better than just going and purchasing something maybe that someone else has already made.
Well, I am absolutely intrigued to see the inside of this house and see what you've done to match this incredible exterior.
All right, let's go.
Oh, wow. There is just so much color and art that you're immediately hit with when you enter this place, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's great with colors. Yeah, she can make things meld beautifully.
And is that a pizza oven?
That's a pizza oven, bread oven. It's actually really efficient too. You can cook a pizza in about 2 minutes.
Now, how on earth did you get a pizza oven inside a tiny house?
Well, basically, just put a pizza oven in a tiny house. You just have to make sure that it's insulated properly, because you know what would happen if you had 800 degrees in your fireplace in a little house like this. So it's well insulated, and then, of course, this door, as long as the door is on, it's cool. You can't feel any heat over here. But then when you take the door off, this has been insulated with ceramic cloth.
Right.
And this has several layers of ceramic cloth. You can literally hold a torch to it, and it doesn't get hot.
Wow.
So, and then it's all brick oven inside, and it was all handmade. There's no kit. It was just done one little brick at a time.
And the door handle is an absolute work of art in its own right, isn't it?
It's actually, I had a rosemary bush that I really loved. It was very big, and I had to leave it behind where we moved. So we took some pieces off of it, and we made a handle out of it, fashioned it out of the rosemary wood. So it's pretty special to me.
Let's start over here in the kitchen, because this is just incredible, and the pizza oven kind of naturally leads us into this space, doesn't it?
Well, the way Rebecca laid it out, she wanted it to be a functional kitchen. So, honey, maybe you should tell them about the kitchen, why you wanted it this way.
I really wanted a deep sink, because I've had one in the past and they're much more functional, so I had him build the sink that way. So he built it all, with these are 4 pieces, and then the apron on the front. And we used to have a granite company, so that's where he learned to do that kind of thing. So yeah, it was just a process of deciding what I wanted, what I had room, obviously to do. The drawers seemed like the most practical way to store things, as opposed to cabinets or with shelves, because they pull out. It's easy to get to. And then I've always loved the look of plaster on the exterior. You see it a lot in Europe, and it was difficult to emulate that in here, because when you see that, usually it's over a cement base. So we basically had to build everything custom.
We bought 1/4-inch lightweight sheetrock, and then we used a extra fine thin set for laying tile, and it sticks like mad to anything. I mean, you'd have to tear the structure apart to get it off. No lath or anything.
So what about when you were moving the structure? Was that a concern that it would crack?
Only because we hadn't tried it yet, but I was confident, but still nervous.
Of course.
I realized that it couldn't get any better, but you're always apprehensive a little bit.
Now, this is really cool what you've done at the end of this home here, where you've got that beautiful dining table area.
Oh, thank you. That was important to Rebecca, because we like to, well, no, really it was important to me too, because she makes my breakfast in the morning, which is wonderful. And I can come in and have my coffee, and I can watch her make my breakfast, which is really wonderful. Not because she's so beautiful, that's why. But when we have company, the guests can sit in here and we can get dinner ready and bring it in. And it's nice to have it all set up all the time. And if we want to make this room a little more private, what we can do is close these. And this was Rebecca's idea too.
And another thing which is impossible not to notice about this kitchen design is the incredible view that you have out this window of this lovely garden that you've crafted. Yeah,
well, we like showering outside. I don't know if anyone's ever, some people haven't showered outside, but once you do shower under the stars, you appreciate it. It's fantastic. So, and Rebecca likes a place to soak. So we didn't have a bathtub in here, obviously, but out there, we do.
And so that whole garden area out there was really focused around the bathtub?
Basically, yes.
I love it. And then on the other side of the pizza oven is your lovely lounge space.
Yes, we really like this, and it's more than that, really. It's our drawers too. This is my drawer over here, and they're full extension.
And then what's going on in the loft space up there?
That's basically a place for my things, my hand drums and guitars, and I can sit up there and read and study. And Rebecca didn't want a ladder in the way, so we We made this so that we could move it.
And again, it's just filled with all of this lovely woodworking and inlays. You've just put details everywhere, haven't you?
Yeah, Rebecca did this. This actually is in French, and it says,
Regardez attention à la marche, s'il vous plaît. Merci.
which means,
Watch your step, please. Thank you.
Always a nice reminder. And then under the loft, we've got your bathroom, and that looks really unique back there.
yeah, and there's more too, because these are our closets.
Really?
There's my wife's closet, and this is my closet over here.
That is so clever. I would have never even noticed them back there.
Yeah, Rebecca, she bought this, or this is reclaimed too.
Canvas.
Old canvas, and she crinkled it, and starched it, and distressed
Painted it, distressed
and
it.
then my son gave us these brass tacks.
Beautiful. And then the bathroom back behind all of that. Can you tell me about the design of the bathroom?
Yeah, the floor is pebbles set into cement, and then it's been sealed. And then the walls in the bathroom are all hardy backer to, repel water, and then covered with plaster as well, and sealer. And then we used rainforest green marble, which is what you see under the sink, and the shelves are made of it, the threshold's made of it, the top of the composting toilet's made of it. It's all rainforest green marble.
It's really cold. Really cold when you sit on it.
And then I can see that you've actually used the same plaster in the shower. Is it waterproof?
Yeah, it's incredible stuff. It's basically really fine sanded thin set, and it does a beautiful job. It's modified. It sticks like mad to everything, so it works great for a substrate or as well as a finish.
And tell me about the design of your composting toilet.
Yeah, the nice thing about that is I can empty it from outside. I've got a drawer on the outside, so when it's time to clean, I just open the drawer, seal up the bag, and that's it. Put a new bag in, good to go.
And then we still have your sleeping loft up here, and that just looks like such a cozy space.
Yeah, it really is. We love it up there. It's like being in a treehouse. Actually, Rebecca found this on the side of the road, our railing. This was growing in a tree.
There's a vine hanging from a tree, so we went and got it, made it into our railing.
Yeah, couldn't fit more perfect than that.
And can I have a peek up in the sleeping loft?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Oh, what a cozy space. Tell me how you actually accomplished these beams, because they look really unique.
Well, what I did was we had 2x8s, and we just cut an arch out of the 2x8 and took the bottom piece and fastened to the top, and it gave you the curve. And then she carved all of them with a Dremel, and her hand was numb for a week when she got done. But she did a beautiful job with them.
And so how long have you both actually been living in this space now?
We moved in July, so about 5 months.
And how are you finding it?
We love it.
I feel good whenever I'm in it. And I know it's because it's been made special for us. It's a part of us. I don't know, how do you feel?
Yeah, it's peaceful too. It's very peaceful here. And not having the weight of responsibility of having a huge mortgage is wonderful. And it does give you a sense of peace.
They say that home is really where those you love are. And I've always had that. But this is so nice because we aren't stressed out. I come home and things are nice. And another thing is, I don't think I would ever want to have a big house again.
And I know I wouldn't want to have a big house again.
Yeah. And we work together. We can clean the house in,
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So it's great. No, we love our home.
Being inside your home right now, I absolutely understand what you're talking about. And I just want to let you know how incredibly impressed I am at the design of this space. I have been inside a lot of tiny houses, and you have pulled off things inside this build that I never thought were possible. So thank you so much for sharing your beautiful home with me.
Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tiny house, pizza, outdoor bathtub. This is a home that combines three of my absolute favorite things in life. And really, that's exactly what downsizing is about, creating more space for the things that really matter. This is an absolutely spectacular home, built by a couple who truly understand what's important.